I'm Jasmine Vazquez with Celeb Secrets, here to chat with the one and only Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Welcome, Christopher, and congrats on your journey with Stars on Mars. Okay,
Thank you. It's not a huge congratulations. I didn't do that well if you watched. So it's kind of a failure, but thank you very much.
I watched, but you know what? You were still there, and it still matters.
Thank you. That's how I feel. I feel like I went and I tried something new, failed miserably, but still did it. Got some good screen time, got some good jokes, met some very cool people.
Well, the title in itself sounds insane. Can you give us like a brief overview of what the show is about?
Yeah, it's called Stars on Mars, which makes me cringe because I don't think of myself as a star by any means. I'm more of a hermit crab that people recognize on the streets. But yeah, it's about 12 celebrities, artists, athletes, musicians, reality stars go to a incredibly beautiful set that has been built in the middle of the outback in Australia to pretend like we are surviving on Mars, and we have to eat space food, and we have to do space missions, and we have to survive while being filmed 24/7, which should lead to a very entertaining show.
All right, well, although your journey may have been cut short, what can you say was your favorite thing about the show or taught you like the most important lesson?
Yeah, I mean, I think my favorite thing was definitely meeting everyone out there because everyone was very excited and nervous to try this new experience together. And I was a huge Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch fan, so I was very excited to meet them. And I got to meet them actually the night before. We were staying in the same hotel in Adelaide, Australia. And so I got to go up to the bar and have a glass of Hennessy with Marshawn and Richard, which was really, really cool. I'd never drank Hennessy before. It is delicious. And yeah, just kind of building the relationships, I think, was my favorite part.
Oh, that's cool. So you got to meet some of them before. That's not nice.
Yeah, they tried to keep us separate. They wanted it to be a surprise. Like when, one person walked in and then another person walked in. But the only way I was going to go out there was like if I knew who's going to be on the show. So I saw a big part of it, but I did not know that Lance Armstrong was going to be on, and he walked in at the last second. That was a very big surprise.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was so surprised when they saw that.
Yeah.
Even I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, no way. That was really fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what inspired you to join Stars on Mars?
It was the money was nice. I just want to say that the money they threw out there. We were coming off the pandemic, and there was like 2 years where I didn't get to work, and the writer's strike was looming. And so it might be another like few months before we can work again. So I was kind of like, I want to make some money. I want to try something that, the reality aspect of it was very competitive, and there was like an escape room energy to it. And I like kind of doing escape rooms and doing outdoorsy stuff. So I was like, all right, if I'm going to do a reality show, this one feels unique, and the clientele is very exciting. So I went out and gave it a shot and failed miserably.
Well, how different did it feel being on the show compared to anything else you've done before?
It was hard. It was very hard. I talked to Ariel about this a little bit, but like, we're used to being on sets where you film for 10 minutes and then you have 20 minutes off, and you hide behind a character and you have dialogue waiting for you, and you get to be so collaborative and build it on set. Whereas this is, you're just yourself. They're filming you in every room from every angle, 24 hours a day. It was very stressful. I think they told Natasha and I, some of the producers, they were like, you're the funny people. You and Natasha are the funny guys. Be funny, be funny. And I was like, you can't put that pressure on me, because like going through a day, you ride a lot of emotions. You're like happy and funny, and then you're sad, and then you miss your family, and like, a bunch of that stuff, and you have to do it on camera. So it's very intense. And I feel like I did all right at it. I kind of failed a little bit, but I would like to give it another shot in the future.
I mean, you were completely vulnerable. 24 hours being filmed, that's crazy.
It is. It's hard. Yep.
And with all these expectations, but I feel like you still did a great job. I still enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So what were some main challenges then that you just didn't realize you'd be facing on the show, or what really surprised you the most?
Yeah, I mean, like the hardest thing for me mentally was being filmed all the time, because you want to make great content for the show. Half of the show is a mission, but half of the show is everyone hanging out in the habitat, in the space base. So you're like, okay, like I do wish they gave us more things to do in there. You know, it was a lot of just like talk to each other. Like I kind of wish there was a guitar or like, board games or Twister. Like me and Ronda Rousey playing Twister would make for killer content, So it was a lot of just like trying to figure out conversations to have. And I would go like take a nap for an hour and pull my shade down and hear laughter on the other side and be like, oh, is that good? Like, am I missing something funny? Am I missing something good for the show? So it was a lot mentally of being like, I got to make this the best I can be. And then the space food was all right, whatever.
Yeah, that I was gonna like ask about that, like all the space food.
It was really gnarly. It was not tasty. And then of course, I'm the first one gone. And then I talked to a couple people that are, like 4 days, 5 days later, I hit up Rhonda or something and I'm like, how's everything going? She's like, great, we got great food now. Like, I'm just like, oh, I wasn't there for that. We're getting alcohol and like we got like, fine dining. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. I was like, I was there for all the food.
After the time you spent on the show, do you think there's anything you could have possibly done to be more prepared for life on Mars?
Man, I don't think so. I think I got stuck with the short end of the stick with the first mission involved a lot of dust and I have really bad asthma. So like no matter what, I was kind of screwed from the get-go because our helmets did not actually like they didn't close all the way. So all the dust, like you couldn't see it on the show. You saw some of the dust, but it was really intense on the day. They flew out $20,000 worth of fake dust in a big fan and it was just going for 30 minutes. So like I was kind of screwed from the get-go. There was nothing I could do to change that.
Yeah, that looked like insane. Just so many people in your first mission. It just,
I know,
almost a little like overwhelming and like maybe a little overstimulating.
It was like, I feel like I understand why they sent 10 people out because it was the first one and they wanted like everyone out there, but like there should have been 5 people who went out there. So everyone had something to do. You know what I mean?
Like so many people, you're like, what do I do? This is a lot. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we're just getting in the way.
All right. Well, how has your opinion changed whether you felt like you could survive on Mars, like before and after being on the show?
Before, I didn't think I could survive on Mars. After, I definitely don't think I could survive on Mars. If I can't survive on a reality version of Mars, I'm the first one gone. There's no way I would last in real Mars.
All right. Well, absolute dream team. If you were really on Mars and stuck there with 3 people, who would they be and why?
Wow. I mean, I like the people that we were with. Like, I think I would choose Rhonda and Richard because they're both physical specimens, and they've won championships before, so they know how to get things done. Richard is an incredible motivational speaker. Like, when people couldn't do stuff, he was very positive. He was lifting people up. And then I would take Marshawn Lynch because he's the funniest guy on the planet.
He was so funny. I loved his little bond with everyone. Hilarious. Yep. Who do you think is going to be a good shot at being the last person standing then on Stars on Mars?
I mean, when I first got there, I definitely thought Rhonda, Richard, and Marshawn because they're the athletes. But after watching the first mission, Portia Williams handled herself incredibly. Mm-hmm. She was pushing people out of the way. She was getting the jobs done. She was very confident. So I think she could be a wild card winner for sure.
Oh, nice. How about some future projects fans can expect from you this year? Any exciting things coming up?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing an animated movie, which is exciting. I'm doing Trolls 3, which is coming out later this year. And then I play bass with my friend Ben Queller, who's like a singer-songwriter from Texas, and we're doing a tour in July. We're doing Texas, Denver, and Oklahoma City. So if anyone's watching or listening and they want to come check it out. And then we're doing Austin City Limits later, and I'm recording some music with my own band, Color Vision, soon.
Color Visions, Austin City Limits, that's so cool. I literally was looking at the lineup, I was like, my friends and I have to go.
It's a good one this year. We got Kendrick Lamar, Mumford, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so cool.